Hey kids, welcome back to the next episode of the Incredible Kids Podcast. My name is Reciting, and I will be your host through this incredible journey. We are going to meet many incredible kids. They are going to share with us their stories. Some of them super cool and different like you've never heard before, and some you may say are just ordinary, but all of them incredible. If you have great ideas, email me today at ikidspodcast@gmail.com. And now it's time for
Incredible Kids!
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another week of Tehillim Army. I am Reciting, and I am live here from my studio in Baltimore. And welcome to all of the firefighters in training with us. The amount of costumes, hats, fire trucks. This was not written on the flyer. So in case you think that you missed something, because I almost feel like I missed something. Did it say on the flyer, like, please come in costume? No, it didn't. But you guys have such energy and you have such creativity that you bring it to the Tehillim Army with you. Do you know the music that we just played? Tadlika Ta'ish. Tadlika Ta'ish means light the fire. Time to light the fire now, right? So today, we're not going to be talking about lighting the fire. We're going to talk about what it means to extinguish the fire. But there is one fire. There's one fire that never, ever should go out. Because this kind of fire is the fire that's inside of you, the fire that's inside of me, and the fire that's inside of each and every one of you. That fire, you don't put out that fire. Sometimes the fire might be big and you might feel like, oh, I'm on top of the world. I am fired up. And other times the flame is more of like a pilot light and it's just something inside of you that's burning, but it doesn't feel so strong. You know what I mean? And it feels a little bit like, I don't feel like I'm on top of the world right now, but I still know I'm special. But the fire is always there and we can never take out that fire. And nobody else could ever take out that fire. There is no fireman in the world who can take out that fire. But tonight, here at the Tehillim Army, I'm saying tonight, it's 6 p.m. It's bright and sunny outside. But yes, it is still considered tonight. Tonight, we have a fire chief. That means that he is not just a regular firefighter. He is the head of the firefighters in his firehouse or whatever he'll tell us. And he is a frum Jew. He makes a Kiddush Hashem at work all the time and in his personal life, I'm sure, as a frum Yid who's a fire chief. And also he's a Hatzalah member. His name is Firefighter Moshe Starshevsky. I hope I said your name correctly. And we're going to introduce him in just a moment. So that's what all this fire hype is all about today. And I hope that made it so interesting to come inside from playing and come see what we're going to see today in the Firehouse and hear about all the special things that he does and maybe learn a thing or two about safety while we're here all together. But we're all here, of course, to say Tehillim for Eretz Yisrael. And did you guys hear the news? Did you hear the news? It's not that Uncle Moishe's back in town. The news that I'm talking about is something very, 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 very special. And it's something about Eretz Yisrael. Do you know what I'm talking about? Can somebody raise their hand and tell us the news? Because I have a feeling that a lot of you know exactly what I'm referring to. And as I predicted, we do have a lot of people who seem like they know what I'm referring to. I'm going to add a spotlight here on the Stayeb family. Can you unmute yourselves?
Yeah.
Hi.
That 4 hostages were released.
That's right. 4 of our hostages, 4 Jewish hostages were released. That's right. From captivity after such a long time.
And 100 terrorists were killed.
What?
And 100 terrorists were killed.
Is that how many?
Yeah.
I didn't hear the exact count, but Baruch Hashem, they were able to get rid of a lot of Rashaim, right? Over this mission, the course of this very important mission. What are your names?
I'm Hadassah, and I'm Akiva, and he's Yehuda, and
Hey.
he's Sarah.
Oh my gosh. Are you like in charge of the supper table, Hadassah?
Yeah.
You look like you're the ringleader here. So, who told you the news? Did you find out after Shabbos?
Basically, we were like on our porch playing outside on Shabbos, and someone came over to us, and they're like, the security guard of my shul told me that 4 hostages were released, and they were rescued, and that 100 whatever terrorists were killed.
And what was your reaction?
I was really surprised and happy, and we were all thinking that it was from the Tehillim and from us.
You all felt like it was from your Tehillim? Wow, that is so special. Wow, beautiful. Well, we don't know exactly.
I finished.
What?
I finished the book of Tehillim for the hostages.
Wow, like a whole sefer of Tehillim, like one of the parts.
No, the whole paper.
The whole sefer. Aleph took 150.
Yeah.
Wow, Hadassah, that's beautiful. That is so special. Well, thank you so much, kids. Thank you for being part of the Tehillim Army, and I'm so happy I asked you to break the news. Look, it wasn't random. We picked real Tehillim Zuggers. Thank you for being part of the Tehillim Army. Okay, well, so in case you missed what they shared with us, that's weird. I don't know what just happened. In case you missed what they just shared with us, there were 4 hostages who were released, and it's something that we daven for every single day. I know every single one of us are thinking about it. And sometimes it's really hard. And I know that my kids ask me sometimes, Mommy, did you hear anything about the hostages? And sometimes I say, no, I didn't hear anything, but I know that our tefillos are doing something. So when we do hear news like this, it feels like a big win. And we know that Hashem is saying, keep davening. Your tefillos are working. And we just have to keep going because there's still 120 plus more. I'm not even sure the exact number now. But we're going to see Nisim. We're going to see miracles. I want to say one quick thing before I start the program. Today, my daughters play soccer on Sunday morning. Anyone here a soccer player? We have any soccer players in the house? Okay, cool. I see. Oh, okay. A bunch of people play soccer. Actually, somebody here named herself. Her name is I talked to Moritz Siri today at soccer. Hi, that was fun talking to you. Well, maybe you're one of the people in this group that I'm talking about. I was sitting on the what do you call those things? The wooden bleachers. And I was just trying to watch my kids play soccer and not distract from the soccer game. And a bunch of girls with blue uniforms from like the blue division came over and they're like, Moritz Siri. I'm like, hi, are you incredible kids? And they said, yeah. And they said, well, did you hear the news? I said, which news? And they were like, 4 hostages were released it's so exciting. And I said, yes, of course. So exciting. And one of the girls said, Mortziri, I was so excited when I heard the hostages were released, but I was also really, really sad because one Israeli soldier who was the commander who was in charge of that operation, he was killed in the operation. Like he was a hero. He died a hero. He was the one that went in first to go save them, and he himself got hurt and he passed away. And I'm really, really sad about that. So it's like so funny. She's like, it's not funny. She said it's so hard to have 2 different feelings at the same time. Like I feel so happy about the hostages being free, and I also feel sad for their soldier. And she said, Moritz Siri, every night I find out what happened in Eretz Israel, and every night I cry for the soldiers who died that day or got hurt that day, and I'm always thinking about them. So that is just so special because honestly, I'm an adult. I don't think about this it's not healthy, right, to think about the war every single second. I don't think she does either, but it's so I can learn from kids like you who never ever stop to worry and to think and to daven for Israel. So even when we're celebrating and we're saying thank you Hashem, we also have to remember that there are people who are hurting and people who are in pain, like now the children of this hero soldier who was killed, and his wife and his family and his neighbors and his rabbi and there's so many people that are hurting in Klal Yisrael. And if they're hurting, then we're hurting. So she taught me that lesson, that we have to be happy and excited and thank Hashem for the good, and also just daven Hashem, no more, let's do it again, but this time no more tragedies, right? No more tragedies. You have to daven a little bit harder. So thank you for giving that to me today. I keep thinking about that the whole day. I've been thinking since this morning when you told me that at soccer. Okay, everybody. So today our Tehillim is going to be strong. But first, we're so excited for you all to be here. I just want to say thank you to our sponsor of this entire week anonymously. And also tonight, we have a sponsor who wants to remain anonymous. And this sponsor, I'm having you in mind. He sent me the names that I should be davening for, that he has something big happening. And these two people that we're davening for should have a big Yeshua. Hashem needs to help them with something. And in this course of sponsoring Tehillim tonight, hopefully they will see a big Yeshua. All right. So I'm so excited to introduce you to Firefighter Moshe. I think that's what we're calling you. So let me ask you to unmute yourself. And can you also, I guess, start your video up? There we go. Okay. Hi there. I'm sorry for the long introduction. Thank you so much for being here.
This was great. It was great to hear from everybody. Hi, everybody. My name is Fireman Moshe. Everybody in Passaic knows me. Passaic and Clifton knows me as Fireman Moshe.
Cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I've been a fireman for the last almost 23 years that I've been a fireman. And for the last 5 years, I've been a chief in the Rutherford Fire Department. Now I am the chief of the whole department, meaning I'm the head chief of the whole fire department, and I'm the first from elected chief in the state of New Jersey. There's been a couple in the 5 towns, there's been a couple in Long Island, one in West Hempstead, but I'm the first one in New Jersey. And it's an experience. I'm actually the only Jewish person on the whole fire department where I live.
Whoa.
Like the only one. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Wow. So I spend a lot of time explaining things to people, like, what are those strings hanging out of your pants, and why do you wear that thing on your head all the time?
What are the strings hanging out of your pants?
My tzitzis. I have to explain it to them all the time. But you know what? We got to the point now after 23 years. They stopped asking. They all know the answers. And now they ask me much more serious questions like, what's going on in Israel? And what can I do to make Israel, the whole situation in Israel better? People come to me and ask me these questions. It's really amazing, which means that we're doing a good job. Whether it's through the Tehillim or through Kiddush Hashem, we're doing a good job. We're connecting to other people in the world. And I think that's very, very important for us.
Wow.
Okay.
So Fireman Moshe, I'm going to let you talk now, and I'm going to kind of let you spotlight you big. Oh, you're not in your family garage. Where in the world are you?
I am not. I am right now in my firehouse. If you look behind me, you see there's one fire truck, there's another fire truck. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a tour of the 2 fire trucks. Now, I don't go on the fire trucks anymore because I'm a chief. I have a chief's car. We're going to go look at that later after we look at my old fire truck. But for now, before I became chief, when I was captain, when I was lieutenant, I used to come to the firehouse in my personal car, and I used to come rush to the firehouse, and I would go on this fire truck. I would drive this fire truck. Sometimes I would sit in the officer's seat, and I would command scenes from this fire truck. So I'm going to give you guys a tour of the fire truck. Is that all right there, Mr. Morturi?
That is so cool. Like, I just want to tell you that one of my childhood dreams that I never really fulfilled. I'm thinking now, maybe I should definitely hook myself up with one. But do you have a fire pole? Are we going to get to, is that still a thing?
Oh, that is a good question.
I always wanted to slide down.
The state and the insurance companies kind of started getting rid of the fire poles, and the federal government is about to get rid of the fire poles forever.
I think this call is now over. It was really, Fireman Moshe, it was really nice to meet you. I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm sure there's other cool things.
So much. Correct. No, there's plenty of cool stuff. So I'm going to turn this around just so we can see what we're talking about here. So in my firehouse, we have this really big fire. What does that say? Can anybody tell me? That's a fire engine, right? That says engine 3. That's my fire truck. And on this side of the firehouse, we have rescue 5. So these are 2 totally different fire trucks. This fire truck, if you look closely in the middle, has hoses. You see there's hoses there. And this fire truck has specialty types of rescue equipment on it. So today we're going to talk about the fire engine. So the fire engine, the officer's seat is the perfect spot. First, we have the bell. Everybody see that? Fire trucks, even though we don't use them as much anymore, they still have the bells. And over here we have the officer's seat. This is where the captain or lieutenant or the senior guy gets to sit. And there's an iPad. That's how we do our reports. And everybody looks, there's radios and a flashlight and the main radio for the system. Fire department came to our house. Wow. And then we have more radios over there. And over here we have the air pack. This is the air pack that the firefighters wear when they go inside to put the fires out because they can't breathe in the hot smokes. So they have very special air packs that they use. And over here we have what's called the crew cab area. So what we have is we have space in this fire truck for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 firefighters to sit back here. Sometimes
it almost looks like they sit in car seats.
It's almost like car seats. It's actually funny. We actually have, if you look closely, like a car, everybody's got their own seatbelt, and it's very important. Some of the new fire trucks, if somebody's not wearing their seatbelt, it tells the driver that somebody's not wearing their seatbelt and they get in trouble. So we have these air packs, and everybody has their spots that they sit in. This seat, before I was a chief and before I was an officer, used to be my favorite seat to sit in, right behind the driver, so I could hear everything that's going on up front, and that used to be my favorite seat. One of the guys left their gear on the fire truck. This is one of the senior guys. He drives all the time. We have more radios and flashlights for all the firefighters. And we have little cubbies that guys can keep their equipment in, different kinds of things. That's one of the guys' spots. I may even still have a spot here. Sean Walker has a spot. One of the guys forgot his pager. That's how they call us. That guy left his stuff over there also. Okay, let's jump out of the fire truck carefully. Oh, so many stairs. All right, we jump out of the fire truck. And if we look closely over here, we have all different kinds of hoses that we can pull to go and fight the fires. These hoses are designed specifically to put out the fire, not to go to the fire hydrant. That's what this one is for. But the ones up there are the ones that we pull off to go fight the fire. Now, does anybody recognize that logo? That logo, we use two logos there that are very cool. The first one on the bottom is like an EMT logo. That's a medical logo. That's where we keep all the medical equipment. And then we have something special for anybody that likes dogs or cats. We have pet oxygen masks. Because there's times where we save a cat or a dog from a fire, and we have special masks that fit over their snouts that allows us to give them oxygen. We have a Hatzalah bag over here, right? We talked about the fact that Mort Siri talked about the fact that I'm a Hatzalah guy in Passaic also. And we have some fire extinguishers, and we have, these are the special masks for the dogs and the cats. Let's close that. All right, let's see what else we can see. This hose right here. Everybody see this hose?
I never knew that. Like I never, firefighter Moshe, I never knew that,
yep.
that you had masks for dogs and cats. You know, I know that when people have animals, sometimes there's like a sticker on their door that says like, there's a cat inside. So a fireman knows like rescue the pet.
I'm actually going to pull it out and show you the actual mask, because I think it's actually a pretty cool thing. Hold on. Let me yank this thing out. You see, usually when you put on an air mask for a person, it sits on their face like this, right? But how do you put an air mask on a dog or a cat that has a big snout? So we made these special masks, you see? And it goes all the way over their snout so that they can breathe in the oxygen without it getting out the sides of their mouth. So we went and we bought these special masks, and we've used them a bunch of times to help save dogs. I was there a couple of times when we saved dogs from a fire, and we sent them to a dog hospital, an animal hospital, for them to get checked out. All right, what do we have on this side? We have another compartment. We have another air pack. And we have tools that we use to open doors and to break into things if we need to go and save people's lives. What else do we have here? We have a big fan, and we have a little ladder, like a very small ladder. And we have some rope, and we have a wire for when we need to go pull electrical equipment. And over here is where we have all the really big hoses. If you look closely, all this is the kind of hose that we use to go to the fire hydrant. And then we have over here all the smaller hoses. Let me pull it down for you so you can see. We have all the smaller hoses that we still use to go fight the fire. So here we have, this is the line that we pull off, and you see this one allows us to do foam also. We fight fires with foam, you know, whether it's a car fire or an electrical fire. So that's a special line for that. This one, which is a bigger line, that's about 2.5 inches. We use it also for foam. And then we have extra lines over there. What else do we have? We have, around this side of the fire truck, we have all these kinds of tools. We use those to cut cars and to cut equipment and to cut metal. And we have regular hand tools that Tatis probably have inside the house that they use to, you know, fix stuff around the house. We have that stuff for when we have electrical
mommies.
I'm sorry, or mommies. It's true.
In this house, the mommy fixes things.
There's the mommy in my house also has her own hammer. She has her own special hammer because she doesn't like mine. She bought her own with a wooden handle and loves it. All right, we have special nozzles, extra nozzles. And then we have, this is the driver's compartment over here. He has all these different kind of adapters to be able to hook up to different kinds of fire hydrants and different hoses. Whoa! And over here, I have to actually back up. It's so big. We have the pump panel. So from the pump panel, we can send water all over to the different lines. A good example. This line right here says number 1 crosslay water. It could also do foam. Matches up to that one. And the white one matches up to that one. And the blue one matches up to that one. Red, white, and blue. Then we have the front discharge. Everything is all different colors and everything is labeled. So remember we saw the 2.5 inch line foam from the back? See? That's the way that we would open it up to send water. Same thing with the yellow one we saw on the back. Over here, we have, again, the compartment where the crew goes. Then we have one of my favorite seats in the whole fire truck, the driver's seat. This is a very special spot for a firefighter to go, fireman or firewoman. This is one of the best spots. You're in control of the whole fire truck. You have the siren that you could hit. These are the air horn ropes that you pull down. Oh, it's not working good because the truck's off. And you have all the different switches that the driver's in charge of. So you put the truck in drive. It's very cool. A lot of very cool different things. Maybe we could show you one thing from the rescue. We'll see if we can do that. Oh, before we continue, I hope nobody got off the call yet. I have to do a couple of shout outs, right? I have a handful of shout outs I got to do really quickly. I was told I need to do these. You ready? Ellie and Yonatan Starashevsky, my sons who are watching right now. Bracha, Adina, and Ahuba Blumenthal, who are watching from the car on the way back from Brooklyn. Eitan Hadarme, Tal, and Be'eri Zaks, who are my great nieces and great nephews in Eretz Yisrael, who are going to watch this hopefully tomorrow. The Silverbird kids, the Lisker kids, and the Jaffe kids from Clifton. The Koplowitz nieces and nephews, the Itzkowitz kids from Passaic, and the Itzkowitz kids from Flatbush. The Meze kids from Passaic. All Hatzalah kids. Anybody whose tanti or father works or volunteers for Hatzalah, hello to all of you guys. Chaim Kamenetsky, all the Shaka kids, the Kunstler kids. David Fishoff, who had his upsharing today, and the Tendler kids from Clifton. I'm sorry if anybody else from Passaic and Clifton who knows me, I didn't get a chance to shout you out. I'm very sorry. Hopefully you'll be mochel me in time for Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. Let's see if I can find a hearse tool, one of those Jaws of Life trucks, tools off of this truck for us to look at, because that's a very cool thing. They're on the other side of the truck. We're going to walk around the other side of the truck. You see how big it is to walk around this truck? Look how big this rescue truck is. This rescue truck is very old. It needs to get replaced. It's from 1998, and it's supposed to get replaced. So let me turn this around so you can see what I'm talking about. Maybe we'll pull it out, and I'll show you guys. Not in that compartment. Oh, they moved stuff around. Here we go. Over here, we have the Jaws of Life. Now, people have heard of the Jaws of Life. This is something that we use for car accidents. When people chas v'sholem are in a car accident and they get trapped inside the vehicle, these are the different kinds of equipment that we use to be able to get the people out of the car. All right, so if everybody looks, it's got these two blades on it. It opens and closes. Everything's battery powered now. It all used to be hydraulic powered. Everything's battery powered, which means it's lighter, it's easier to carry around. You can take it anywhere you want, and it's pretty awesome. All right, more
Fireman Moshe, while you go to your next location, somebody's holding a sign that's telling us that Fireman Moshe's mailbox is a fire truck.
Fireman Moshe's mailbox is a fire truck. It used to be a wooden fire truck, a fire engine, and a lot of kids played with it and touched it, and it started to fall apart a little bit. So we went and we got a plastic one with a metal top on it. It's got a ladder truck on top of it. But that is true. My mailbox is a fire truck, and parked right across the street from my house. Oh, we're going to turn this around because we're going to go outside for a second. Is my fire chief's car. This is the car that I drive to every single fire call now. This is my ride. Oh, we're going to come out of the sun. That's why I backed it up. So this is my ride. This is what I drive to calls. And we're going to look quickly in the back of here. We're going to see everything that's back here. Oh, so on the back of this fire chief's car, we have my helmet. And if you look closely, right, my helmet is white because I'm the chief, and it says Chief of Department, Rutherford, which is where I volunteer, and Mo, which is my nickname in the fire department. Then we have, let's put that back. Then we have my jacket, my turnout jacket. This also says Mo on it, and it's got all my stuff on it, including flashlights and a tag with my name on it. And then we have my boots and my pants and my radio, my chief's radio. It's a very special radio. It talks to everybody in the whole county. And my air pack. Now, chiefs aren't really supposed to go inside burning buildings anymore. But because I've been doing this such a long time, I told the people in charge when I became a chief that I really wanted to have an air pack in my car. And now that I'm in charge, I really have an air pack in my car.
Question. What's an air pack? I just know from Paw Patrol, but what is it?
Air pack, I can show you. We're going to show you. We're not just going to talk about it. Hold on. Let's go back to the fire truck because it'll be easier to do inside because it'll be less noisy with all the cars. An air pack. Let's jump into the fire truck again. So much running around we do. All right, let's turn it around. So an air pack, if you look closely, this one says 3C on it. which means that this is 3 with the letter C, making that one D, making the one behind me B. And what we do is we pull it out, and I'll show you exactly what it is. This air pack gets worn on our back. Now, this bottle, the air runs through here, into here, and it comes out the regulator, which I'll show you in 1 second, which connects to our mask. This is the regulator. It's all hooked up in here carefully, but it hooks up to our mask and allows us to breathe in burning buildings. Now, this air gets very confusing. When I teach at all schools, everybody always says it's an oxygen tank, specifically not an oxygen tank, because oxygen can be flammable. This is actually regular, everyday clean air. So if everybody takes a deep breath, and I do this all the time when I teach at schools, everybody take a deep breath for a second. That air that you just breathed is exactly like the air that's inside this bottle, except this air was put inside that bottle probably a month ago after our last fire. And we put it in there from one of our machines that makes compressed air for us and puts the air inside the bottle. Oh, okay. So that is what an air pack is. We walk around a little bit and we're going to look, and I want to show you something actually very important. So back here, this is where Fireman Moshe's spot used to be. This is where my gear used to sit when I was captain and lieutenant and firefighter for almost 16 years. That's where my gear sat. And now this guy has it. His name is Scott Keon, spelled Cone. And he was the chief right before me. And he took my spot when I took his spot as chief. So I don't know where I'm going to go next when I come back. But all these spaces, oh, this is what I wanted to show you. All these spaces have different members. Now, if you look closely, this guy right here, right? You see it says E3 and it's in gold. Where let's say this guy's is in white, right? That guy's in white. That's Brian O'Hara. And that's Neil O'Hara. And his is in gold. He was a chief. That's funny. He was a chief in 1989. He just finished 55 years in the Rutherford Fire Department. He's been a volunteer for 55 years, and he still comes out. I saw him on 2 calls today where he still comes out and he drives the fire truck. He doesn't really wear an air pack so much anymore, but he still drives the fire truck. He still comes to the scene. He still tries to, help out any way that he can. And that's real volunteerism. He's not somebody who's being lazy. He's somebody who's still putting in the effort and trying to do everything he can to help out. I was supposed to say hello also to Shauna Shear from Flatbush. All right, Morris Siri, what else we got?
I want to see inside. Like, do you sleep in this place? Like, you go inside. I want to see like the inside.
Do not. I can walk you through. We actually do not live in the firehouse. We live at home, where this firehouse is 100% volunteer. I'll take you upstairs so you can see our training area that we have upstairs. This is actually one of the oldest firehouses.
Anything I know about the inside of a firehouse is from Curious George. Nice. This is very interesting.
I will tell you, this is our training room. We have a lot of meetings in here. There's usually more tables, but somebody borrowed a bunch of tables. But this is our training room. And this big screen here is where we put training videos. And this is the room we have. We're going to have a meeting in here actually tomorrow night. All the fire officers for the Rutherford Fire Department are going to have a meeting in here tomorrow night. We actually do not sleep at the firehouse, but I will tell you that during Hurricane Sandy, I had a blow-up mattress right there. That's where I slept for about 2 hours the whole time. But I had a blow-up mattress right in that spot, and we were all over the place here. We brought a ping pong table up here because we were living in the firehouse at that point. But we don't really live in the firehouse.
Okay.
What else?
I think, Fireman Moshe, can we give an opportunity for some kids to ask questions to you?
Sure. Love questions.
Okay, so let's see. Just if you have a question for the fireman, then you can, let's see over here. You can raise your hand. Hi guys. Oh, you even have my favorite book. Look at that. Do you have a question? Can you see on your screen? Can you see the kids who I'm spotlighting?
I can see the kid, yeah.
Okay.
I cannot see the kid who I'm spotlighting. I want to see you.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, you'll be able to hear them.
Okay.
We have a lot of kids dressed up. We have a lot of fellow firefighters on this call. You don't even know
the funniest thing that I saw during the opening situation over there. One kid found the picture of me from Mishpacha magazine from like 11 years ago and had it as his background, and that was really funny.
They will do such things. These incredible kids are more creative than you know.
They are incredible kids. All right, who's got questions?
Over here, who do we have here?
Hi.
Hi.
What's your question?
Do you serve meals at the meeting?
We have meals at the meetings. You should know, because I only eat kosher, obviously, because I'm a from Jew. Sometimes we order kosher, and sometimes I eat at home before I come to the meeting. But every once in a while, the guys ask me to get pastrami and corned beef sandwiches and knishes, and we have kosher night, they call it. And I will go and get kosher food from King of Delancey usually. That's my place in Passaic. I don't know if anybody knows that place, and they're up in the mountains, also in the country. I usually get food from there, and it's usually very yummy. But they always like to bring food. Sometimes they get spicy chicken. Sometimes they get Chinese food. Sometimes they get all different types of food.
That's a really good question, because without food, you wouldn't be able to really, that just sets the tone for the firefighters. Okay,
Correct.
Incredible Liba Cats, could you unmute yourself?
Hi.
Hi, Liba Cats.
Do you see your kids often?
Do I see my kids often? That's a very good question. I do see my kids often. I see them on Shabbos. My kids come to the Firehouse a lot. My youngest, especially, Jonathan, likes to come to the Firehouse a lot. You should know, we used to have a pool table upstairs, and my boys used to come all the time. They know more about the Firehouse, I think, than I do. But yeah, I see my kids often. I see them almost every morning. I see them almost every night, and if I don't get to see them because I'm out late, I'll FaceTime them. You should know, 2 weeks ago, Erev Shabbos, we had a really big fire. It's a very good question. We had a very, very big fire, and I got home as they were leaving for shul. So I gave them hugs, and they went off to shul, and I met them. I got there around the beginning of Kabbalah Shabbos. I ran inside, took a shower, got changed, and went. But I, try to make as much family time as possible. Good question.
That was a great question. Let's see over here. We have, let's see. We have some really great firemen. It's like,
I think you should pick those Blumenthal kids. I saw they had their hands up.
Yeah, there's so many. Okay, let's find the Blumenthal kids over here.
Hope they're still on.
There's Blumenthals. I don't know if it's the same ones you're talking about, but here,
they look like they're in a car.
No, these ones are not in a car.
That's okay.
Hi, Blumenthal's not in the car. Could you unmute?
Hi, we got home.
There you go.
Oh, you got home. Okay. Hi, Blumenthal's.
Hi. We are the nieces.
You're the nieces? Well, do the nieces just want to say hi, or do you have a question also?
Well, I just wanted to say that I didn't know half the stuff that he just said.
You should come to the Firehouse more often.
I should.
You should.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
should come
And we are so
Firehouse.
proud of Moshe.
Thank you for being so proud of me, Bracha. You guys are so cute.
Oh, look at
Hi,
that.
Huva.
That's
Hi,
amazing.
Dina.
Oops. I
All right,
don't know
who
what
else
I just
we got?
did. Okay, let's do a question from the Holzer kids over here raising their hands. Holzers, can you unmute yourselves?
Hi.
Hi there.
Hello.
How often?
How can I help you? How often what?
Got fires.
How often do we have actual fires or fire calls?
Well, actual fires.
Actual fires? It's not as busy as it used to be when I joined back in the early 2000s. But we go mutual aid to a lot of other towns. I figure in the borough of Rutherford where we are, we probably get 4 fires a year, maybe 5 real fires a year. A lot of other types of, incidents, especially car accidents. But we go mutual aid to cities like Passaic and Clifton and towns like Wallington, East Rutherford, Carlstadt. We were in Secaucus 2 weeks ago for a huge warehouse fire. It was people could see it from Brooklyn. It was like a three alarm warehouse fire. It was like an Amazon or a Home Depot type building. And the whole roof was on fire. And I actually was involved with operations on one side of the building. It was a very, very big fire, very big. So I would say, depending on the month, I could go to 2 or 3 fires a month.
Wow. So some people think that firefighters fight fires all day long, but really there's just a lot that you're doing to prepare.
In the Bronx. Right, maybe in Harlem in the Bronx. But we do a lot of car accidents because we have Route 3 and Route 17 and part of the turnpike. So we go to a lot of car accidents and we cut a lot of people out of cars that get into really bad car accidents over there. People got to wear seatbelts. Oh, what do we got there?
Hi, Groscott.
Hi. What happens if there's a fire on Shabbos?
What happens if there's a fire on Shabbos? It's a very good question. So if there's an actual fire, meaning not just a regular fire alarm, but it's a confirmed fire or confirmed smoke condition, then I go. And that wasn't the way that I used to do when I was just a firefighter. But as the chief, I have a lot of responsibility for a lot of people, meaning I am the overall top of the whole department. So I need to make those decisions. And the truth is, years and years and years ago, when I was a brand new fireman in 2001, I made a phone call to a big time gadol to ask him shilas about this. And he gave me a lot of different answers to the questions. And, I've worked through a lot of those answers, and, I go when I need to go. That's the answer.
That's really good. And it's really important that you ask a rabbi.
100%. 100%. That's what there was concern around the community because I'm one of the first, in Passaic, for sure in the area to do it. There was concern that I hadn't asked questions enough. And then when they found out who I had asked the questions to and the kind of gadol he was, all of a sudden it was thumbs up. Oh, we got the Sokolov kids.
Okay, this is the Sokolov kids. I just want to say that the Sokolov kids might have been the earliest prepared for tonight's program. They have been wearing fire hats and radios the entire day. Their mother sent me
Get
a
out
picture.
of here.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. All right, let's hear
What's
it.
your question?
How many car fires were you at?
Do we have car fires?
How many were you at?
How many have I been at in my life? Hundreds. A lot of car fires. Our biggest concern now is car fires in electric cars because they're much harder to put out than a regular car fire. Because a regular car fire, we know what's burning. With electric car fires, we don't know if it's the batteries, we don't know if it's the interior. It's much, much harder. So we actually bought some new equipment that should be coming in the next couple of weeks that helps us put car fires out. Plus, we have, we talked about before, the hose lines that have foam. The foam lines help us put out car fires also. That's a very good question by the Sokolov.
That was a great
By
question.
the way,
and also,
everybody's invited to my firehouse, by the way. We could totally do a tour of my firehouse. People, no, don't give out my phone number, but if people happen to come through Passaic and they want to visit the firehouse, we
that
could
is
do
really
some of this.
nice.
I've had kids have birthday parties at my firehouse. We've done stuff. Kids can come and visit. It's a Cholamoid trip. It's great. It's great. And when the weather's nice, we let you even spray some water. It could be a lot of fun.
That is really fun. I would love to be able to play with those hoses. I have a 1,000 of my own questions, but I'm not gonna even ask all them because I think I'm gonna wait to come myself one day. But actually, a lot of times when I am near firehouses, I knock on the door and ask for a tour, and not everyone is as nice as you. So it's really, really nice that you're so accommodating.
I knocked on the door during dinner time at a paid firehouse.
Yeah,
That's
usually probably I ask at the wrong time. It's not no judgment on the fireman, but
right.
I think what's so important right now is Fireman Moshe. We're all getting to see your face right now, and you look like a really nice guy. Like you look like a really nice guy. Like you have a nice smile. You're wearing a yarmulke. You look like you could be like anyone's daddy, tati, whatever in this, in this group. And the reason why I'm saying that is because kids, listen, the reason why I think it's important for you to meet a real firefighter and hear from them and see how they're talking and they're nice and they're normal and the reason why it's important is that if chas v'shalom, and fires don't usually happen, like he just said, they get like 4 fires a year, like big fires. So that's not a lot because if you think about such a big place, it's so unlikely to happen. But when we know that there are people like Fireman Moshe and his friends who are nice dads who spend their time volunteering, that means they don't even get paid for it or whatever, and they come because they want to help other people so that in a chas v'shalom, if there was a real fire and there's a fireman or a fire lady, because there are such things, they show up and they might be wearing, their hat and maybe even a mask and whatever they need to protect themselves. And they come and they say, come with me because I can help you. You're going to listen because they're really, really nice people and they really, really want to help. And I think a lot of kids in that situation might be scared. So it's important to see that really, they're really nice people. And I've met so many firemen and all of them have been just as nice as you. I mean, no offense. You're like really nice, but like, they're
no
all
offense at all.
so nice. And we should know that
Sarah,
they're really just good.
You should know that I go to all the yeshivas in the Passaic Clifton area and one in Elizabeth and sometimes in Brooklyn because they invite me to come around Hanukkah time to talk to the schools. And I go to all the schools. And one of the things that we talk about, and I think it's important for all the kids to hear it, one of the things we talk about, I put on all my gear, including my mask. And before I put my mask on, I say to everybody, what's my name? and they say Fireman Moshe. And I say, when I put the mask on, what's my name going to be? It's still going to be Fireman Moshe. It doesn't change. The same guy who was
It's
talking
just
to
going
you
to
and
be like
joking around with you,
Fireman Moshe,
just like
Fireman
this,
Moshe.
talking out of this little hole with the mask on. But that's it. Same guy who's here to help you and here to protect you. Firemen are not scary. Firemen are not scary. Firemen are only there to help you. That is the only job we have, is to help people and to keep people safe. Firemen are not scary. There's no reason to be scared of firemen. They're all very much like me. Some of them are, a little bit, better looking than me, or not so good looking, but they all pretty much do the same gig. We all do the same job. We're all doing it. Like Mort Siri said, especially the volunteers, we're doing it because we care and because we want to help people. It's not just the job, it's a lifestyle, I always tell my wife.
That is really special. Thank you. I want to thank you. And I think all the kids, can we all give a big clap for Fireman Moshe, for his hard work, for his many, many years of dedication to saving people's lives and keeping everyone safe and going from school to school and everything, to just make sure kids know about fire safety so they don't really need Fireman Moshe to come save the day, right?
Can I add one thing, Siri?
You can add as many things.
I'm going to add one thing because I heard what was said earlier, and I want to just tell you, I was thinking about it all day. I truly believe that everybody's Tehillim on this group 100% helped with what happened in Eretz Yisrael yesterday. No question. So keep up the Tehillim and keep up what we're doing and everybody's doing together. Keep it up. It is working. It is making the world a better place.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Because as you know, that means a lot coming from you, because you know what it's like to volunteer. Like, it's not like you're not in the army, but you could imagine what it's like to like give up your life in the army. And you know that if you're in a scary situation, like if you're fighting a fire, you would want to know that people are davening, that everything works out,
100%.
So
I've seen people when I'm on a
together.
Hatzalah call, I see people stop and say Tehillim when I'm driving by on the way to a Hatzalah call or taking people to the hospital. They're very special people. Very special people. I've even seen not Jewish people stop and say a prayer when they see us go by. They're very special people that know how important tefillah is. They know how important tefillah is, and they know that it makes a difference. And everybody here, even if you can't be in the army, you're doing your job. You're in the Tehillim army. You're in a different kind of army. And you know what? It works. It works. I'm telling you it works. Keep it up.
We know it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a great day. Oops, I think I muted you. Okay. All right, everyone. That was so cool and so different. Did you guys enjoy that? Did you guys enjoy getting a tour of a firehouse here in the Tehillim Army? You have the next suggestion of something interesting to happen here. We can definitely, I just want to say thank you to those who had this wonderful idea to bring this special person onto the Tehillim Army. It is the Mazai kids. Hi, over there. They had this idea to bring Fireman Moshe and their mommy. And thank you for doing that. So you never know. Sometimes I have people giving me ideas and I put them down on a paper somewhere and I lose the paper. And sometimes they say, oh, you know what? Let me actually call that person. That sounds so cool. And when they had the idea to call a firefighter and see a firehouse, it's one of those things. Like I told Fireman Moshe, I always wanted to slide down the fire pole. I always thought that was so cool. And, if I can't be a firefighter, at least I'll get to meet a firefighter and go see the firehouse. So I'm so happy that we had that experience. And like we always say, whenever we talk about safety, some people feel nervous about it. Like, oh, I don't want to think about fires. Fires scare me. But I say like this, I'm not scared. I'm prepared. Get that. Say that with me. I'm not scared. I'm prepared. So it's not meant to make us fearful and be like, oh, I don't want to hear about it. It scares me. It's a little scary to think about these scary things, but we're prepared so that if chas v'shalom, anything serious ever happen, oh, okay, it's a good thing. We'll know what to do and we'll be on the better end. Okay. So today we're going to be saying 2 prakim of Tehillim, Yod Gimel and Yod Gimel and Kof Mem Beis. And we have 2 brothers with us who are prepared to say Tehillim for us today. So everyone take out your Tehillims. And like I saw already a bunch of people who are ready, like the Denziker family over here. Hi, guys. And so many other people. It's always hard to choose, but I see Esther Reichman over here already with your Tehillim. And I see the incredible Toronto Berman kid. Hey, where do you go? Where do you go? Get back here, Berman boy. You're holding a Torah. Where are you? There he is. Oh, no. That's a guitar. I thought you were holding a Sefer Torah. Hello. Okay, we're going to say Tehillim. Let's say hello to the Goldish kids. Hi, I see you holding up Tehillims. They're going in and out with the fuzzies, but I see them there. Okay, and now we have two brothers, the Rabinowitz boys. Hi, guys. Can you unmute yourselves?
Yeah.
Hi. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Hi. Can you say something so I can hear you? Okay. I think I hear you a little better. Move it even closer. Try again.
Hi.
Can everyone hear them say hi? Yeah, people hear you. Okay. Are you ready? So Shlomo, you're going to start Parak Yod Gimel, okay? Lamanatseach Mizmar LeDavid. Ad ana Adonai teshkachini natzach. Ad ana tastir es panacha mimani.
Ad ana ashit itris benafshi yagid yovavi yomam ad ana yomum oivi aloi.
Ad ana ashes itos benafshi yagon belvavi yomam ad ana yaram ayivi alai.
Habita anenia noi aloi. Hai Haiwa hinai ben ishan hamavas.
Habita anini Adonai Elohai ha'ira inai pen ishan hamavas.
And Yoma Yoivi Yirchaltiv Sawai Yagilo Ki Emrit.
Pen yomar ayivi chaltev saraya gilu ki emo.
Fa'ani Pechatecha Otaki Yagel Libi Bishuasecha Ashira Adonai Ki Gamal Alai.
Va'ani bechastecha v'tachti yagel libi bishuasacha ashira ladonai ki gamal alai. Shlomo, that was so awesome. Beautiful. We're going to turn to Kuf Mambis now. Are you boys twins, by the way?
Yeah.
Right, so, but you're not identical, right?
My sisters are identical.
Your sisters are identical, but you're not. You have two sets of twins. Right. Oh my gosh, that is so different. Okay. Kuf Mambis. Whenever you are ready, we're going to start with Kuf Mambis. Yirmiyah, your name is?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I was able to hear that from before after making you say it like 15 times. Okay. Are you ready, Yirmiyah? We're going to say Kuf Mambis, everybody. Pasuk Aleph.
Maskil David. Yisai Vamura Sila.
Maskil le David bioso ame'ara sefila.
Kili Aladonai Zakili Aladonai Shannon.
Koli el Adonai ezak, koli el Adonai eschanan. Ashpuch lefanav sichi tzarasi lefanav agid. Behisatif alai ruchi ve'ataya data nesivasi be'orach zu ahalich tamnu fachli.
A big young or a lina fear of Vagmonites many a duration
Habi amin u'e ve'in li makir avad manus mimani in dorish lanafshi.
English landing Marta
Za'akti elacha Adonai amarti ata machsi chalki be'aretz hachayim.
Akrivo our nothing that always daily may write slightly up to me many.
Akshiva el rinasi ki dalusi me'od hatilini mirodafai ki amatsu mimani.
In master the das akriva he aktivi daddy give us sigma Allah.
Hotzia mimaskar nafshi lehodos eshemacha biachtiru tzadikim ki sigmol alai. Thank you so much, Yirmiyah. We're going to say the Misha Beirach so you can listen and then say, yeah, and then you'll say all your shout outs, okay? Okay, this special Misha Beirach is for all of the Chayalim who continue to need our protection. We're going to think about, if you know a Chayal, you can think about the Chayal that you know. If you know a soldier who's fighting, or if you just think about a child that you know that might have a parent that's a soldier and they're maybe scared and they miss their parents. So you can think about whatever makes you inspired to think about. Misha Beirach Avosinu Abraham Yitzchak V'Yaakov U'Yivarich HaSachayalim Ha'omdim HaMishmar Artzinu Va'ari Elohinu Yitin Adonai Yasayvinu Hakamim Malinu Negafim Lefneim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yadbar Soninu Tachtehem Yatri Mikasar Yeshua Uva Ataras Nitzachom Vikuyam Behem HaKasav Ki Adonai Elohichem Hahuli Chimachem Lehilachim Lachem Imay Bichem Hoshia Eschem V'Nomar Amin. Okay, boys, now you could say the shout outs that you want to say. Yeah, we hear you.
My cousins, and my sister, and my friends. No, my cousin.
The same, is it the same cousin?
Yeah. No, I don't want.
You don't have to. Who's your sister in the back over there? Who's that? Hi. Okay, well, thank you. Guys are such good sports. Hi. You guys are such good sports because this is annoying, right? To call on the phone and the volume. You can never plan for these things, but you know what we say, right, kids? What do we always say? Gam Zoom Lataiva. Okay. Thank you so much, Rabinowitz kids. Thank you. Thank you for being part of the Tehillim Army. Okay, so we've been saying it, and we can never stop saying Gam Zoom Latova, because as soon as you think that, like, okay, nothing else is going to happen, there's always something that goes on with the internet and this and computers. That's how Zoom works. Okay, you guys, we're going to go straight to our raffles, and then it's ready to get ready for a very, very, very busy week. But before we get to our raffles, I just want to say that today is Sunday. Tomorrow's Monday. In most of your schools, probably I would imagine, do have school tomorrow. And then Tuesday is already Erev Shavuos. And I'm not here to give a whole Devar Torah about Shavuos, but Kinderlach. Shavuos is a very, very, very beautiful Yontif, always. But this year, Shavuos should be very, very meaningful to me and to you. You know why, all of us here? Because Shavuos, there's a very, very special part of Shavuos, and that is saying Tehillim, because David HaMelech, who wrote the Sefer Tehillim, or most of the Sefer Tehillim, compiled the Sefer Tehillim, was born on Shavuos, and he died on Shavuos. And that's why we read Megillas Rus on Shavuos, because Rus comes from David HaMelech. And it's very special to say Tehillim on Shavuos. So you're going to follow the Tehillim schedule, especially on Shavuos. So you can print it out like we did for Pesach, if that helps you, or you can just write it down somewhere, copy it down, and you could ask an adult to help you get onto the computer to incrediblekids.org to see which prakim are for Shavuos. But just to remember to say those prakim, because, and you can say more, maybe some people here are big enough to say a little bit more on their own, just in honor of Shavuos, in honor of channeling the koach of David HaMelech on that day on Shavuos. it's a very, very important time. So I know that saying Tehillim for me this year on Shavuos will hopefully be different than just like it used to be in the past, where Tehillim was nice. But now that we're part of an army of Tehillim, like the holy Tehillim army, then Tehillim on Shavuos is going to be even more meaningful. So, okay. And then Shavuos is Wednesday and Thursday. So obviously Thursday, there's not going to be Tehillim army because it's literally going to be Shavuos. So we're going to get back together on Sunday again. And so we're not obviously having Tehillim Army this Thursday. So this is the only Tehillim Army Zoom of the entire week. But that means that on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Shabbos, you're going to remember to say it on your own, which is a big responsibility, but I think you got this. So that's the Tehillim announcements. I'm very excited because Mirza Hashem, I'm going to Cincinnati, Ohio for Shavuos, which is somewhere on the other side of the rainbow. Just kidding. It's a plane ride away from us. But, and I'm so excited because if you're in Cincinnati, and I know there's Cincinnati people on this Zoom call because I see you guys, I see the Kanowitzes and I saw the Heinemans and I saw the Holzers. So I can't wait to see you in Cincinnati because on Shavuos morning, we're doing a special Shavuos morning learning program with all of the kids who are incredible kids in the Tehillim Army, all the girls and the little boys. So can't wait to see you guys there. I'm so excited. Okay. We're going to do our raffles. Our raffle prizes today, I figured should have something to do with firefighters because like that's what today was all about. Why are we talking about firefighters close to Shavuos? Who cares? Why does there have to be a reason, right? Anyways, we're going to do Tehillim Army patches. And then we're also going to do this fire station Lego set and a really cool one of these firefighter costumes. So those are the prizes for today. Hopefully by now you entered the raffle and I can see that there are lots of entries, but as you know, the raffle you would enter by going to incrediblekids.org and the raffle link is there. Okay, so by now, if you entered the raffle, you are good. Our first raffle prize we're going to be raffling off are our Tehillim Army patches. Our Tehillim Army patches. If you win the raffle, you'll send an email to ikidspodcast@gmail.com and send your address. And the winner is Raffles, Tova967@gmail.com, the Raffles family. Okay, next winner is winning the firefighter costume. The firefighter costume goes to... Looks like you guys don't even need firefighter costumes. It looks like so many people already are wearing them. But the Jaffe Kids, cbrandwine@gmail.com. Okay, and the next prize is the fire station Lego set, and that prize is going to the Mich Sittner at gmail.com, the Sittner Kids. Okay, so those three families can send an email to ikidspodcast@gmail.com. Speaking of my email, I made an announcement today on my WhatsApp status if anybody cares to look at it. But it wasn't much of an announcement. I figured I'll say it really here because this is where I have your eyeballs and your ears. So remember Jimmy? You guys remember Jimmy? Remember Jimmy? He goes, remember him? He does beatboxing. So that was really fun when we had Jimmy. Who liked that? That was like the best. We loved it. But it's not just me who thinks it's the best. Should I tell you who thinks it's the best? You guys thought it was the best because there's something called stats. And stats are when I can go into the app. So 24/6 is the app that a lot of people listen to music on and listen to Incredible Kids podcasts and they watch videos on it. And that's 24/6. And I can get, and also people watch videos on other places, but I looked on 24/6 to see which videos do kids like. Which videos do they like? What is the best Incredible Kids video we ever made? And when I say video, I mean any Tehillim Army, right? Every single one. Like this one over here is going to go onto 24/6 and onto the website. So this video over here, you can watch again afterwards. So it'll be called Fireman Moshe, right? So there's every single Tehillim Army video. The video of the when I went to the zoo, any video that I've ever done before, I wanted to see. And guess, now it's going to be very, very easy for you to guess because I kind of just gave it away. But guess which video was the most popular video of all? That means that the most people watched this video. Guess. That's right. Jimmy the Beatboxer was the most popular video of all. more popular than all the singers, all the entertainers. You guys just want to see other kids, right? Isn't it so interesting to see other kids? That's what that it has to be, because I'll show you the stats. You can see over here. Number 1, Jimmy the Beatboxer. After that was me and Shlomo at the doctor. After that is the zoo. And after that is Bubby. That is the order of how good the videos were, or how many times they were watched. So I decided that we need more kids to be part of the Tehillim Army. So if you have a special talent, you could be a boy or a girl or a squirrel or a whatever. Okay. Whatever you are, you could send a video of showcasing your talent, just saying, hi, Martziri, I could do this. I don't know, whatever. And send it to ikidspodcast@gmail.com. It's like a little audition, whatever, just to show me who you are so I can see a little bit of your personality. And I can't promise that everyone's going to make it on, but at least this way we can see more people and see more personalities, because I would love to give more opportunities. But again, no promises, right? Like we can only do what we can do. But ikidspodcast@gmail.com. You can send a little video saying something about yourself and what you can do. Show us what you can do. Anyways, I want to wish everybody a beautiful Yontif, a special Shavuos, and an incredible week, because school's almost over for so many of you. And even when things get hard and it's so hard to sit in class, you got this, because you're all incredible kids. Have a good night, everyone.